Hello everyone, welcome to the United Stand, welcome back to another Road Trips Last preview. Welcome to Old Trafford, cold, miserable, horrible Old Trafford here today. I don't know what temperature is, but it's bitterly cold. Perfect weather for a Manchester derby. That's happening tomorrow. I'm going to talk about Ten Hag and his press conference on what's just gone down. Not good news for either team, it looks, on the injury front. We'll get into that, and then the whole vibe and how it is around Manchester on a match day, especially on a derby day. But the build up to a Manchester derby is different to anything else. If you live in the city like myself, then it means so much because you're literally living alongside City fans. You're giving the banter back, you're giving it to them. We had Lewis on the show yesterday. I hope you watched that show there, the breakdown of the derby and everything like that. It's just one side to the other. Everyone's nervous. It just goes to a different anxiety level when the Manchester City come to town, or vice versa. Well, in terms of City and United coming to town, it's been a walk in the park recently. I mean, United have to change that. 2 wins in our last 10 games at Old Trafford against City. I mean, we need to change that. It needs to change tomorrow. Manchester United's record, he's been appalling over recent years with Manchester City. Ever since Pep's come in, I think he's had our number and we've struggled. I mean, the one manager who did manage to get most out of him was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which really doesn't make sense because he's the least qualified out of every single manager that we've had. So, yeah, a bit strange that he could get more out of anyone else, but that is a way that Manchester United actually play. This is... When we played against City, it's always been counter-attacking football that's won the day. Like stands, 2 banks of 4, Rashford on the break, Martial on the break. It's how it's always gone down. This time I feel like it's going to be different. Ten Hag, he's stuck to his guns all the way through. His philosophy's not changed. There were calls here back early in the season when we're playing Liverpool. We're down on our asses basically. We just got smashed by Brentford and Brighton, and everyone's calling for him to be a bit more pragmatic, actually go a bit more defensive. It didn't happen. We took the game to Liverpool and we've seen what we got from that. It was brilliant. But then you look at Pep Guardiola and Man City, they're a wounded animal at the moment and no one knows how they're going to come out, and how Ten Hag is going to approach this is going to be key. I think how Ten Hag approaches it is going to tell you exactly how this game is going to go. Will he look at City rather than his own philosophy? Will he stick to his guns like he did, like I said then, against Liverpool early on in the season and all the other big teams as well? He's not really held back. And we have got a good record against the big 6 teams, the best in the league, to be honest. So is he right in sticking to his philosophy? I look at it now and I'm going, the teams and the players that are available to City, that they're not in form. You've got to deal with Haaland, you've got to stop De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Grealish, Foden, whichever way they want to play, you know what you're up against with Man City. So do you accept that you're going to lose the ball? Do you accept that you just got to take that chance on the break? Or do you actually try and do something different like Southampton did the other night? Do you actually go at City, front them up and actually press them high and stop them playing? Do you stop De Bruyne, Silva, Grealish, Foden, these types of players? Because they're the ones that are going to feed Haaland. Because without De Bruyne, Erling Haaland is absolutely nothing. He's absolutely nothing. It's the feed and the assist that he brings to Haaland is everything that man needs. He doesn't contribute to a game unless De Bruyne is feeding him. That's what it's all about. Stop the sauce, because you can't stop Haaland. He's just a freak. Put him in that 6-yard box and you give him the service, then you know what's coming. So you have to stop it at source. That's where United have to win. And that's where people are saying, should it be something different to Bruno, Casemiro and Eriksen? Is there too much creative and not as much safe aspect to that midfield? That's on Ten Hag. I've got a feeling it's going to be them 3 in midfield with Ten Hag. One person it's not going to be is Donny van der Beek, obviously. It was just been announced that he is now out for the rest of the season. Ten Hag was on, I think he just deliberately set out in his press conference to put me on a downer, because Martial possibly isn't going to be fit. Weghorst is not going to have any play at all in this game. So that leaves me with, Rashford? I'm good with that. But who's going to play as number 9? That's why I'm worrying a little bit. I'm thinking, who is going to play there? I can't rely on Anthony Elanga. I don't think he's good enough to play in this game at all, or start this game especially. And then what, we on Antony and Garnacho with Rashford in the middle? It may well be that if Martial's not fit. The last thing I want is players coming into this game on, not 100% is what I would say. There's a latent fitness test on Martial. If there has to be a late fitness test on Martial, I don't want Martial. He's not giving me the most confidence in the world as it is at the moment, and if he's only at maybe 70%, then this is not the game that you play him. I don't care what his record's like. I think he's been poor over the last few weeks. Yeah, his touch and his link-up play is good. But if he's not fully on it, then that's where it's going to let him down against Man City. If he was in decent goal-scoring form, I'd maybe risk him, because that's what we're going to need. We're going to need that chance to be put away, because it's going to be few and far between when it comes about. So for me, Martial, if he isn't fully fit, I don't want him near the team. He's just a big disappointment. I mean, I'm not having a go at Martial. I'm fed up with the situation. Any player can get injured. But we've seen what happens when it comes to injuries with Manchester United. We've seen how we carry players for year on year, like Phil Jones. I mean, this guy's been here for 12 years. I just feel like Martial's going down that same road at the moment. When do we let it go? When do we stop? I mean, I want the guy to do so well. I want him to do good at Manchester United. I want him to find that form when he first came, but I don't have the confidence in it. And more things like this and his injuries, again, not his fault. But it just puts me down and think, we're never going to see it. We have to move past it. Right now we're desperate for a forward, so I think he's going to throw anyone in there. So you could actually see him playing, but Ten Hag doesn't come across as a man that's going to risk anyone who isn't 100% for a game. If there's any slight doubt, he's not playing him. Dalot was precautionary the other day, and now he's not playing at all. So that goes to show. Wan-Bissaka, probably not a bad replacement in the form he's in, to be fair. I would have been worried about 6 weeks ago if you said this was happening, but Wan-Bissaka has done all right in recent games, so I'm looking at it going, I'm not too worried about that as much as I would have been before. I still remember, and I've got flashbacks to last season, I think it was, when Phil Foden, I think Phil Foden's 8 stone soaking wet through. When he knocks Aaron Wan-Bissaka off the ball of his shoulder, it still sends shivers down my spine now. That's the Aaron Wan-Bissaka I don't want to see. You give me Aaron Wan-Bissaka from the last few weeks, I think we've got a chance defensively against City's forwards with that. Maybe even more so than what Diogo Dalot would give us, possibly. But yeah, the main concern is that front line now and who is going to put the ball in the back of the net, because if City have got anything about them, they're probably going to just double up on Rashford and try and take him out of the game. Because the other two or any other forward at the moment just isn't cutting it enough. Garnacho may cause them problems because he's the unknown. They've never played against him before. So if Martial is unsure, or if Martial is half fit, I would be leaving him out and putting Garnacho in. That's what I got. When players are full of energy, fully fit, who can run for the whole 90 minutes. Martial, he has to be on it for me if he's going to play. This late fitness test thing worries me. I don't think it's good enough for what we need in this game and the intensity that it is going to be. City side of things, we're hearing that John Stones isn't going to be fit, which for us is a bonus because he has been their best defender this year. Some would say Ake, but like when we spoke to Lewis last night, Stones has got that ability to carry the ball out and then start the moves for City into midfield. If it's Ake, if it's Akanji, and I'm not as worried. I say that because that was the partnership that beat us 6-3 back at the Etihad, so kind of sounds like I'm contradicting myself a little bit there, but at Old Trafford it's going to be different. I think the intensity of this game and the way United fans are at the moment smelling blood with City, I think that centre-back partnership for me works well for us. I don't want Manchester United to step off City. I want Manchester United to be on the front foot early doors. I want us to do like what Southampton did. Don't let them settle. You look at the games that have gone past over the last few years when City have beat us and steamrolled us basically. We've never been in a game when City have beat us. It's not been tight, it never has been. It's just been a walkover. Them games have been over within 20 minutes. Every single one of them, looking back, caught cold, not at it, not ready. This is why I keep saying about players who might be a little bit suspect through injury or having a late fitness test. No, you have to be fully on it. If that means that we lose something in quality of player, in namesake, then so be it. If it's Garnacho instead of Martial, if Rashford has to play in middle, I'd rather have Rashford in the middle. That's how I'm going to play it. It's a massive game. It's going to be crucial to both teams' season. This is going to be the biggest game in the Premier League this season by a country mile. And I just hope we're on the right end of the result. It's going to be painful if we're not, but this is a pivotal, massive moment in both team seasons. If United win this game, we are officially in a title race because we're a point behind City and they will be in a title race no matter what the result of this game. So you have to take that seriously. That's how big it is for United. For City, if they do lose this game, if they win this game, I should say, then they make that 7-point gap from Manchester United and make this a 2-horse race, and then they can channel in on the 2 games that they've got against Arsenal coming up over the next 4 weeks. So for me, this is massive. This is absolutely huge, and it's the biggest moment in the season for anyone watching, any club watching this, not just United and City. This is the biggest moment of the Premier League season so far by a country mile. So for me, I'm just praying, along with every other United fan that's coming here tomorrow, that we're on the right end of that. We're within a point of City. Not losing the game. A draw a lot of people would actually take, still be in it, but I want the win. I want to end this drought at Old Trafford. I want to feel like we're actually really progressing. The progression is great at the moment, but this is just another step on top of that, and it just makes you feel good if you do get a win against a big team like this. To have got through half a season, already played City twice and be the position where we are, no one would have thought that after 2 games. This is absolutely massive. I'm still going to stick with my 1-0 United win, even after that team news dropping there and the players that are injured. It's going to be hard, it's going to be tough. Both teams missing key players, mainly obviously Stones at the back, us having Dalot at the back, but our forward line is where I think we struggle. I think our defence and the way we are at home, the best home defence in the league, can handle a lot of what's City, but we have to be on it from the first minute. If we're in this game after half an hour, I feel confident United can take it. City will blow us away early doors like they always have. Be fully concentrated, stay with it, and let's see this out. United can win this game. Guys, let me know what you think. Are you nervous? Drop your comments in below. Are you a bit gutted with the team news from the press conference today? No Weghorst either. Could we have got it done over the line and had him in, even on the bench, giving us an option? Let me know. Give your score predictions as well, guys. I'll speak to you tomorrow outside Old Trafford. Please make me be smiling. See you in a bit, everyone.